Okay, we lost it for a second. We're back, though.
Are we back?
Yeah, broadcast just cut for just a second. We're good, though.
Okay, we lost connection.
But yeah, so we have videos that we're featuring from another creator out there that you've mentioned before, right?
Yes, we're gonna get to that later though, because I am a novice at doing online kids shows. So we're gonna let the experts do some explaining here. But first, magic. Yes, I blame Ben too.
Oh yeah, me too.
Anything that goes wrong with this show is Ben's fault.
Always,
Just,
every time.
Always blame your kids for everything. That's
perfect.
why you have kids.
Right. What's the point of having kids if
That's
you
right.
have nothing
Okay,
to
now
blame
take
them?
yourself away so we can focus on the
leaving.
magic. Magic! Okay, for this trick, I'm going to need an unsolved Rubik's Cube and an empty paper bag. Now, little known fact, there's 43 quintillion possible configurations for the Rubik's Cube. And there's a guy by the name of, let me get my notes out here. In fact, you're going to see my notes here in a minute, but his name is Dan Knights, and he once said, I'm going to jump out of an airplane, and I'm not going to pull my chute until the Rubik's Cube is solved while he's falling. He had 42 seconds before DEFCON 5 mode, and he solved it in 32 seconds, pulled his parachute, and lived. Here's another fun fact. By the time you would have finished reading this sentence, Mats Volk would have solved the Rubik's Cube. I'm not that fast. I think I got it down to about a minute. But then I learned from the wisdom of Stephen Brundage, and he taught me how to solve a Rubik's Cube by shaking a bag. So I'm going to put the Rubik's Cube in the bag. No tricks. Nothing's going to disappear on me. When I place this thing in the bag, it's important that you drop it to the bottom of the bag. Give it a shake. Hey, Ben, I'm going to pass this thing over to you.
Sure thing.
And go ahead and capture yourself on, you know what? I just ruined it. People are now going to accuse me of switching bags. Ben, did I switch the bag?
No, you did not, I promise.
Okay, now hit yourself in the head with the bag.
Okay, like that?
Yeah, there you go. Hit yourself again.
Ow.
Do it again.
Again? Okay.
Harder. Do it harder.
Do I get hazard pay if I do it one more time?
No, just do it again.
Okay, fine. Okay, there we go.
Let me see it back.
Okay, I'm passing it over to you.
Okay. Some of you are going to say, he switched the bag. If I was doing an online show for kids, I wouldn't have done that. I'm just messing around with my son. I would have kept it all right here in front of the table, because otherwise they might say, you switched the bag. But I promise you, if I switch bags, I'll give you, whoever's watching, all the stuff on this stage. But I didn't switch it, so there's no worry of that. Watch as I open the bag. The Rubik's Cube is solved.
Oh my goodness.
Now, if I was doing an online kids show, I would have been a little bit more dramatic. I would have started out a little something like this. Hey everybody, good morning or evening or whatever, and welcome to the Magic Show. Now, yesterday when I started, I said hello to all the kids. I told them who I was. I asked them if they like magic and they want to see some magic, but I wasn't wearing a jacket. See, out of the garbage can over here, I pulled out 3 different jackets: a sparkle jacket, American flag jacket, and this jacket. And this is the jacket that they said they wanted me to wear. So I gave them choice, the power of choice, right from the beginning. And then I had a kid assistant. His name is Magnus. He came over, and I gave them another choice of 3 different hats, and the kids chose for him to wear the turkey hat. So, power of choice. Today we're talking about how to do an online kids show. We're going to talk about the technology that we use, but I'm going to be referring to a good friend of mine. His name is Mario Marchese. He's been on our Kidmin Create Live conference, online conference last year. This guy is a brilliant genius. But first, my notes for writing an online kids conference. It looks just like this. Take a look. Now, when I write this, you got it there, Ben?
Yep, pulling it up right now. There we go.
When I write this, I always put like the intro in red, and then I put all the video, or all my tricks in green, and then anything that has blue is some sort of audio file. When I write my stuff, if you go back to the top, I start my writing, and there's so many different ways you can write for a kids magic show, or any show for that matter. But I always start with like my main like tricks. So I know I'm going to do a Rubik's Cube bag solve. I have a couple notes, and then I go down and I'm going to do a little guitar riff where I sing to the kids because music is important for any show. And then go down, Ben, to old switcheroo. We're going to do that in just a second, where I have a bunch of tricks in one, and then more music, and then I do a couple more tricks, and then more music, and a couple more tricks. And along with each of these, there's messaging. All right, Ben, you can bring it back. So I'm going to take you guys on a little phone tour of our setup here. Now, I need you to understand something. I am not a professional kids performer. I am not a professional magician for kids. I'm not a professional online Zoom party magic show. I refer to professional friends that I have in my life, like Mario and Ken Scott, that will help me be better, because that's what it's about, is, learning. And that's what we want to teach our kids, is that you always be learning, always have fun learning, and really have fun with yourself. So we're going to go through this step by step. But first, I thought I should show you guys my setup here. There's a lot of stuff happening in this that I'll use. There's stuff that's going to fly out of a hat, which you'll see in a little bit. There's boxes over here. And I like to leave this stuff out because it brings a little intrigue. Kids are like, oh, what's going on? So, little phone tour. I'm going to grab my phone, where I'm logged in here. Hey, Ben, is this too close?
Yes, a little bit.
Is that too close?
I don't like this. No, it's
I didn't shave. How unprofessional of me.
Oh yeah, no shave stream.
All right. So here's a little setup here. So I'm going to take a step back. First of all, this giant chair. There's a friend of mine that works in our kids program. She's a professional Craigslist. I said, find me the craziest chair you can find for our stage. And she found it. I'm probably going to have to yell because I'm far away from the microphone.
Oh, yeah.
But this is our setup right here. This is our kids' space.
Now, there's something about that chair, too, that's really interesting.
Yes.
This was in somebody's living room.
This was in someone's living room. I don't know why. But this is the setup right here. Ben is just off to the side. I've got an external monitor. And as you can see, I've got notes. And those notes are actually for Camp TV. But that is, whoa, weird hallway. That Hall of Mirrors thing going on now. But those notes are what I write for Camp TV episodes. We're going to go behind the chair. And now we're going to look at Ben's setup. So the software that we use for live production in all of our In My Head segments is a program called Ecamm Live. You basically can switch between things like camera elements, there's overlays, there's videos. You guys are going to see in just a bit. He's got his own microphone now.
Oh, Caleb says no audio.
What do you mean there's no audio?
Oh, it's because you were far away.
Oh, got it. We use an M-Audio device thing. More microphones. I use a Shure MV7 microphone for my live broadcast. And there we go. That's...
Caleb said he likes to think that someone sat in that chair and read Dr. Seuss.
Yes, or punish their children. That way it causes confusion. All right, Ben, I'm going to go back.
Okay.
So that's a little tour of what this setup looks like. I've learned a lot from professionals in my life. I'm going to say that again. I've learned a lot from professional friends that I have in my life. Make professional friends. They will make you better. If you want to be effective at reaching kids, you got to be all that you can be. You got to be yourself. You got to know who you are. And it's really important. Everything you see here is inspired by friends and heroes of mine, but it's all my thoughts and thinking thoughts. I take a trick, I learn it, and then I turn it into something that matches my personality or matches like this Mary Katzmas jacket. It's weird, I know, but I'm weird. I want to read you guys something. Magic is creating a moment for someone else where they forget that reality is reality, and they actually question everything for a moment, and not in a scary way, but in the most exciting way. Because magic is an experience. Magic is a total moment of being astonished and questioning what you believe. Mario Marchese said that. I'm going to add to it not because it needs anything added to it, but just because it opens up my mind for more thoughts. And I added, if it is at that moment, teachers, leaders, parents, pastors, etc., where a mind is unlocked and ready to receive a thought that just might change their life. You see, magic is a tool that is used for unlocking the mind. In the same way, like last week, we talked about comedy, laughter, inspiration, astonishment, excitement. Those are all keys that unlock a child's mind so that they're ready for you to insert a thought or something that will change their life. My friend Mario is a big inspiration for me. But before we do that, Ben, I think we need to I need your hand over here. So I need you to actually come over here, Ben.
Okay, on the way.
We're going to do a trick real quick, but I'm going to hang this up because I need it. How do I get out of here, Ben?
You just do, let's just go back.
There we go. Okay. All right, Ben, are you ready to be astonished?
I'm ready.
Good. Okay. So, Ben, we're going to do a little trick here involving some cards.
Okay.
Okay? It's important to note that all the cards are different. Okay? They're all different. All right?
Right. Yes.
Now, Ben, we're going to play the old game called Switcheroo. I'm going to tell you guys how this trick is done. This is a Sean Marshall special, okay? It's adapted from several different forms of card tricks, but I'll show you guys the secret to this trick, okay? Here we go. All right, Ben, when I start laying cards in a pile, you just say switch, okay? And then we'll make a new pile, okay?
Sounds good. Switch. 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 Switch.
Switch.
Switch.
Switch.
Switch.
Switch.
Switch.
Switch. You're going too fast, son.
Switch.
We don't have time for this, son.
Switch.
What?
There we go. That's good.
Where at?
Oh, the left one on your left. Yeah,
The one on the left. Okay,
Yes.
right there. All right, now pick a pile.
I pick.
It's
that
important you
pile.
give the kids which pile. This pile.
This pile. Yes.
This pile's gone. Okay, you ready for the old switcheroo?
Ready?
Okay, here we go. Tell me switch. All ready?
Switch. 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 Thank you.
Kids aren't usually this confusing. All right, pick a pile, Ben.
I'm gonna pick this one again.
This one again. Okay, that one's gone. Now, Ben, were you in on the secret of this? Did I tell you that I was going to do this before?
No, I had no
Okay,
idea.
good. Now, if I'm doing this for kids, I'm going to be a little more self-explanatory, which I should have been doing. Tell them a story, whatever, but I don't really have a story right now because we're doing a live show and I'm doing this as an explanation. All right, check it out. Make a new pile, Ben.
Okay, switch.
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 That's it.
That's perfect.
Pick a pile.
No, I'm gonna keep choosing the same pile. That one.
Okay, that one's gone. All right, ready to make the old switch, Ben?
Ready? Switch.
Okay, pick a pile, Ben.
We'll switch it up now.
This is the one you want right here?
Yes.
Okay. You sure that's the one you want?
Yes, that's the one I
Okay,
want.
that's the one you want. Okay. Here we go. Ben, the old switcheroo.
Switch.
Okay, Ben, pick.
I want that one.
This one here, this one's gone. All right, Ben, we are left with one card.
Okay.
You ready to see the card, Ben?
Yes, I'm ready to see the card.
That's your card.
Okay.
That's the card that you were left with, Ben.
Right.
All right.
Yes.
Now, Ben, this card frankly shocks me. And do you know why, Ben?
Why?
Because I want you to pull that card off behind the chair that was sitting there.
Okay.
I put that card there yesterday, thinking that, you know what, you're my son. I know how you think. I know all of your switches, and I know all of your decision making. That's not true. I don't know any of your decision making.
Right.
Go ahead and flip that card around, Ben.
Oh, that's amazing.
Magic!
That's awesome.
And no, they were not all the same card. Anyways, go back to your booth, Ben. We got to move on.
Hey, should I? Oh, never
Just
mind.
put
Okay,
that somewhere. Here's the secret of the trick. You want to get the bicycle edition of this card trick with the bicycles on it. There's a little pinwheel at the bottom. You pre-plan a card, such as the 3 of spades. You take the rest of the deck, make sure that the pinwheel, the little pinwheels are going in the opposite direction except for this card, which you want to be going, like this is going up. These pinwheels are going down because see the little arrows right there? And all you have to do is look for that card. And then to make sure you end up with the right card at the end, it's called Magician's Choice. If you don't know what it is, Google it. It's called Magician's Choice. All right, back to our setup.
Oh, I was gonna
Yes.
make one addition real quick.
Okay, one addition.
I'm not really good at pretending, but you did show me that before, so I kinda.
But you didn't know that I was going to do
But
that trick.
I didn't know you were gonna do that trick. No, but I was amazed because I didn't know that the cards on the back they had like. A
Okay,
special
it's
mark.
that.
That's
It's
cool.
still magic.
It's still magic. It's still
Okay,
magic.
good.
Yes.
All right, I spoke of Mario Marchese. Now, Mario Marchese, I think he's the best. He and Ken Scott are hands down the best at doing online virtual kids magic shows. The best. I mean, the best. But to get some bearing on who Mario Marchese is, to appreciate who he is, I want you to check this out. Okay, so Mario made that video. It's like he took the Rubik's Cube in the bag trick and turned it into a cardboard robot Rubik's Cube magic magician solving machine. Now, to understand who Mario is, take a look at this.
There's an old Bob Dylan song where he laughs before he starts playing, and I always think about that laughter before he starts playing, you know? And sometimes I rewind it and I just listen to him laugh. It's just this amazing, unexpected moment because you're listening to music, you know? You're not listening to listen to Bob Dylan laugh. And that's magic. Right there, that's magic.
You are the magician. Take them both. Squeeze on it tight. Both hands in the air like this. Everybody count to 3 for her. 1. Shake up here like this. Shake up here like this. Shake like this. Open your hands up wide. See if you did any magic.
Magic is creating a moment for someone else where they forget that reality is reality and they actually question everything for a moment. And not in a scary way, but in the most exciting way. Because magic is an experience. Magic is a total moment of being astonished and questioning what you believe. You know, it's funny. It's funny because I left New York City to find something better. And I spent over a year and a half traveling and hitchhiking with my dog, Cloud Kicker. We went to all these towns, all these places that people kept bragging about. You got to go to this place because you can be an artist there. You can create there. You got to check this place out. They're so open, you know, they're so free. And I went to all those places, every single one. And it's funny, after all these years, it all journeyed back to New York City. Every weekend I do multiple shows, and there's only so much I can carry with my 2 hands. And the idea that I'm just strapping a suit jacket, a top hat, and a suitcase, and I'm able to perform a 40-minute show that's beat after beat after beat of magic and comedy and fun, but only having it within the lines of what you can carry is an amazing thing, and I've worked really hard at that. What this is going to be is hopefully a part of my show eventually. It was a lot of work to get this working like this. Kind of like a street performer monkey that kind of interacts with me during the show. So he'll have a little fez hat and I'll have some crazy fur. I can't own a real monkey, so my idea was like if I could make a really live looking monkey, it would be really cool. He's made with wood and there's carved wine cork for his mouth and stuff. And then all the wire is coat hangers that I just cut up. You know, hey monkey, I'm the best magician in the world, right? You know, and then, you know, he'll say yes, and then when I look away, he'll not know or something, you know, to the kids. A lot of magic and is kind of like a handcraft. Like you have to actually make your stuff. Like you can't just, I mean, if you want to just go to the magic store or like, you know, and buy, you know, props, you know, that's cool, you know, whatever. that's kind of how you get started. But then like eventually it becomes like music or any other art field where you want to start creating your own. There's not a lot of supply, you know, and that excites me because I want to be one of the suppliers, but a supplier, you know, of imagination and new ideas and of new comedy and secretly, you know, adding all my knowledge of electronics. I have a little space that I rent out, and I do all my sewing in there. You know, if I have to paint or if I have to build something, it's a place away from home, so I can make all that dust and dirt and leave it there when I leave.
Good point, seriously. Let me see who can clap the loudest if you want.
It's all about reinforcing a kid's natural instinct to believe. And I believe that each labored over routine, each handmade prop, each gesture of controlled chaos in my performance sends this message to them in a louder voice than I could ever project in words. And yes, my own hands have labored over these props. I've spent hours building, practicing, honing, inventing, adapting. But in reality, Mario the Magician is the creation of every child I've ever performed for. They've molded my character. They've taught me to speak their language. Sometimes after a show, I'll put on that old Dylan song. And it's funny because I realize now, I never found magic. Magic found me.
Thank you, Mario. And we're going to see some more from Mario. I texted Mario right before and I asked him if I could use some of his material in this. And the thing about Mario is he's one of the most humble people that I've ever met, and he was like, I would love for you to use my stuff. So Mario, thank you. And if you guys want to know who Mario is, go to just Google Mario the Maker Magician, look him up on YouTube. He's got his own website, which we're going to see here shortly. But yesterday I did a magic Zoom show for this elementary school class, and you know, I went into it going, oh man, I'm a kids pastor. I do, I guess what you would call in the professional world, shows every Sunday and Wednesday, but it's really services, you know, because we're teaching from the Bible. We're teaching kids about God and about making good choices. And, you know, to do a magic show, all the pressure that I felt like comes with that, like it's a bit overwhelming, I think, at times, because I want to be perfect and I don't want there to be a mistake. And I want there to be energy, and I want to, you know, I want to be the best version of myself. And afterwards, all that self-doubt comes in. And I think at some point you just have to trust who God is and who he made you to be, and just be yourself. That is something even my son challenges me to be. And I did the magic show yesterday, and I got this email from the teacher, and there's a reason for me reading it to you. I'm not ever one to point the finger at me and say, look what I did. I don't believe in that. But she said, thank you so much. It was so much fun, and we were all so impressed by your mannerisms and the show itself. You really deserve a giant round of applause. I don't think I do. But she said, do you have a fee for your show? And I would totally love to have you back next year. That to me, I would love to have you back. You know, as a kids pastor, I want to get into schools. I want to reach kids where they are. I want to help families. I want to give encouragement and joy. And I want kids to know that there's a God, and I want kids to know that this life is beautiful, and their lives are beautiful, and they have, you know, they have a lot to offer. And that's why my shows, and I think all shows, should be really interactive. You know, Mario, when COVID hit, was doing live shows. He was doing, in fact, I went to see one of his shows in a town nearby, and it's amazing. And I sat there in the audience as a little kid, just feeling like a little kid, being mesmerized. And I thought, this guy would make the greatest kids pastor ever, because like he said in his last video, he speaks the language of kids. And in his shows, he gets really up close. I'm really far away from the camera right now because of what we're doing, but normally you want to get really close to the camera so they can see, you know, they can see your bad breath, and you can get silly, and you can get up front and close and personal. And Mr. Rogers once said, when he was learning how to be on television, he asked a mentor of his, he said, how do you process speaking to millions of kids? And the guy told Mr. Rogers, you don't. You process speaking to one kid, and you have a conversation with that kid. And everyone watching is that one kid. Well, I want you to take a look at, this is Mario. You know, the COVID happened, and a lot of people that were performing for kids in live audiences, they didn't understand the technology to produce a live show for kids, where you get to use an Ecamm Live software in combination with Zoom software, with microphones and all that stuff to produce a magic show, because it's different than doing stage magic. It's different than doing stuff even close up, because you're now using all this technology. Well, Mario jumped right into it. He makes his own stuff. He builds these robots, and he produced a Zoom show for kids. And here's a small look at what Mario does with kids.
If you're there, raise your arm up in the air like this. Okay. If you're here, smell your armpit like that. No, don't do that! Tyson and Kendrick can't believe they just smelled their armpits. Are you guys scared of spiders or no?
They can bite really hard. They're like,
Ah! So I drew a picture of a spider to face my fears. I'm gonna make this picture of the spider disappear. 1, 2, 3. I just blow on it like that. And look, it is completely gone.
oh no, that's the back of it.
What? What? Everyone say bye, spider.
Bye, spider.
Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. Wait a second. The spider is missing. I'm scared of spiders! It's gotta be here somewhere. Guys,
I see it. I see it. It's on your face.
no, there is nothing here. There's nothing here.
No, I see it. It's
I-
on your face.
On my face. The spider is on my face.
Yes.
Ah! Ah! That spider! Get a spider off of my face! Okay, it's gone. It's gotta be gone now.
No, it's
If I-
not. It's on your microphone.
On my
Now it's on you.
Ah! Get off of my set, spider! Tyson, what do you want to be when you grow up?
A chef.
A chef. What is your favorite meal to cook?
Waffles.
Waffles. I bet when you make waffles, your mom probably freaks out and says, "These are the best waffles I've ever had." Is that right? How about you, Kendrick? Your brother wants to be a chef. What do you want to be?
A YouTuber.
Do you mind if I eat my lunch? Is that okay? Can I eat my lunch during the interview? I'm gonna wash my hands first with some antibacterial soap, and then I'm gonna put some mustard on my sandwich. First thing I wanted to say was, I was actually,
He put it on. Henry.
what's so cool about making a sandwich is that you learn how to be like a chef. So you put some mustard in there, some cheese on top.
Stop! Do not eat it. You put sanitizer on it.
No, I put mustard on my sandwich. Why would I put hand?
You put sanitizer on it.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh! Tyson, what is the most disgusting thing you've ever eaten?
I don't even know. I do not even remember.
I don't even know either.
I know.
What is it?
Broccoli.
I agree with you, but I know it's really healthy for you. Let's say there's only one cookie left and you and your brother both want it. Do you eat it really fast, hide it in a closet, or do you throw it in the river?
Break it in half and then give a half to somebody.
Wow, 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 wow. So let's say you're playing in the house and you accidentally break something. Do you A, glue it together and pretend it didn't happen? B, hide it in a closet? C, break it some more so you can't tell what it was in the first place?
Tell someone.
That is the best answer. You see, that tells me how smart you are, because you hear the question, you hear the options, and you ignore them all. And you're like, you know what? I know what the truth is. You tell somebody. Watch my hands. Watch. 1, 2, 3. See that?
Wow.
Watch what I can do with the coin. I can put it in this hand. See, and then it disappears like that. See?
Why do you have one finger up on that hand?
There's nothing in there.
No, it's in your palm. I'm putting
Nothing in this hand. Disappeared. If it was in this hand, would I be able to do this?
Yes. It's still in your hand.
If it was in this hand, would I be able to do this?
Yes.
If it was in this hand, would I be able to do that? Like that? Would I be able to do that? Like this? Huh?
Yes.
Like that? Cause like my fingers are not touching anything like that.
I saw it.
Fine. Then you know what I'm gonna do? 1,
1,
2, hiya!
Oh, you did not karate chop it. How do you do that?
You guys were awesome.
Thank you, Mario.
Have a great and wonderful day. But before I go, I'm just gonna take my thumb off, okay? Ugh. Ugh. Got my thumb. There it is.
You actually took your thumb off? Thank you, Mario. I do not have a thumb.
Hey, where did your thumb go?
I have quiet. I have something that happened yesterday that Ben said was that quiet. Ben said was the funniest thing he thinks he's ever heard a kid say. I was using the Axtel drawing board. If you don't know what this thing is, then you got to go to axtel.com and order one for yourself. This literally changed my life when it comes to when it comes to doing stuff that's exciting, like magical for kids. But I was drawing something on this drawing. Thank you. I was drawing something for kids, and I'm not a good drawer. And I was doing the trick, and the picture comes alive. And this kid says, Ben, what did the kid say? Tell me.
He said,
quiet.
Oh, no. She said, what was it? She said, you're really good at magic tricks, but you are not good at drawing.
There's 24 kids in the Zoom party, and this kid goes, you're good at magic, but you're terrible at drawing. It was so funny. You know what? You've been really disruptive. Okay, you know what? Fine. He wants to do a magic trick. Do you guys want to see another trick? Who can tell me the card that Ben drew? Ben, do you remember the card that you drew?
I do.
What was it?
It was the 3 of spades.
The 3 of spades?
Is it spades or clubs? What's the one with 3? It's like the 3, like the leaf-looking thing. I think that's
there we go.
Club.
Oh, hang on. I got to fix this thing. Oh, hang on. I got to fix this thing.
We need to take him to the doctors.
You know what? This guy right here, he's actually and Mario, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened here on the side. But this is a product of Mario Marchese. It uses Arduino board technology. You build it yourself. And apparently I'm not good at building stuff either because his mouth fell apart. But irregardless, he wants me to do a trick. So, Monster, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So Monster's going to pick the card. I'm going to shove the deck of cards in his mouth, and Monster's going to pick the card just like this. Now, these cards, no trickery here, okay? All right. Monster, go ahead and select the card that Ben, I'm going to pull the cards out of your mouth. There we go. The card that Ben chose.
Oh my goodness, that was the card.
That was it. Yay! Hey guys, make sure that your props are all set up and working right before you start. And I did that on purpose just to prove a point. This brings us to our book of the week. There's actually 2 books, one main book, but 2 books. Book of the week. Two books. One of them is a little harder to find, and the other is really easy to find. But first, we'll talk about this book here. Kids Show Magic Compendium by David Ginn. David Ginn, I think, is one of the most... what's the word for, like, you have a lot of tricks, and you create a lot of magic? Diverse and catalog-y. He is an encyclopedia of kids' magic. Like, this guy is amazing. David Ginn is I think he's one of the pioneers of doing kid shows, as we know, doing kid shows, especially back when we used to do them in schools and stuff. And we're going to get back to those again. But there's so many concepts in this book. It's called Kids Show Magic Compendium. Here's another great thing about David Ginn. He's famous. And when I ordered his book from him, he wrote me a special note. Keep kids happy. Keep kids happy. My grandmother once said, honey, don't ever stop working with those kids. And Grandma, I know you're in heaven. I haven't stopped working with those kids, even if I have to do it digitally. Our book of the week, though, is from Make. It's called The Maker Magician's Handbook by our very own Mario Marchese. Ben, can you go ahead and show the website? There we go.
There you go, yeah.
This is where you go. You go to mariothemagician.com/shop. The link to this is in the description of this live show. But if you click on the book, The Maker Magician's Handbook, you can see it takes you to Amazon, and it's only $11.72. This book is packed. Go ahead and take me back, Ben.
Will do.
That we're not sponsored by Honey. I'm not going to give an advertisement like Mr. Beast. All right, Ben, bring me back.
You're back.
I'm too small.
You want to be? Oh, okay.
Ah!
Calm down.
I'm going to eat this book. Hello once again. Hello once again, audience. Who was that, Ben?
Oh, that was Toby Turner back in the day.
Okay, there's 2 excerpts I want to read out of his book because Mario, thank God for you. You are an amazing contribution to this world. But number 1, he breaks everything down into these points. He says, let's start the show. William Shakespeare knew a thing or two about putting on a show. He knew that how you start a performance and how you end a performance are arguably the 2 most important parts of the show. The very first routine you do in a show has to be strong and easy for your audience to understand. If the first trick you do is too complicated, drawn out, or devoid of impact, you'll lose your audience before you even have a chance to begin. Give yourself a chance. And number 6, we're skipping ahead a few pages. Finding yourself in your show. What do you love? I'm asking you guys. What do you love? You. What do you love? What are the things that make you happy? You, I'm talking to you who's watching this. Take a moment, make a list of 10 things that make you smile when you think of them. 10 things that get you excited. Don't worry if you have nothing else to do with magic. That's not what matters here. What you're excited about, when you are excited about something, the world will be excited for you. Think about how you can express your excitement for those things in your style and in your character. Maybe it's a song, a smell, or even a shirt you saw someone wear that made you say, wow, that shirt is awesome. Think about the things that make you feel free. The more you think about those things, the more you'll discover the unique story and the style of you. For me, the first time I saw video footage of Charlie Chaplin, the first time I went to a punk rock concert, the first time I skateboarded with friends, those were all defining moments in my life. The first time I held an Arduino Uno, an Arduino board, the first time I saw the movie Benny and June, the first time I saw Hook. What are the moments in your life? I think what Mario is trying to communicate is, who are you? What are the things that make you smile? What are the things that make your radar go up just at the mere mention of them? I can tell you many things. It's from video games, snowboarding, riding my one wheel. I love magic. I love things and ordinary things, like a briefcase that's meant for business, but I've turned it into a supply. And by the way, you saw 2 Rubik's Cubes in there. I really solved the Rubik's Cube in that trick. I didn't cheat, okay? But I love odd things and collections and assortments, and I love humor, and I love comedy. I love to laugh. Those are things about me, but you can't be me, and you can't be Mario. Don't even try, because then it's just going to come across weird and awkward. When you're doing your live shows, whether you're on stage in front of kids or you're doing something in front of a virtual audience, where your props fall apart because you didn't spend enough time. And Mario's machine works. Okay, this is the result of my poor craftsmanship, not Mario. Mario is amazing. Okay, I'll take that $100,000 check from you, Mario, when I'm done. I'm just kidding. But that's our book of the week. Get this book. It's too important not to. All right, now what? Yes, Ben, bring yourself on screen.
Okay, I'm gonna bring myself on screen. Before we continue, I had a thought.
Okay.
That we can, you know how people do like those it's for like cleaning out your pores, like the face mask and the other cucumber. And you know the hard shell chocolate sauce that you put on ice cream?
Yes.
Can you make a face mask by using the hard shell chocolate sauce, covering your face with it, letting it like dry, and then pulling it off?
Okay, here's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Ben, this is going to happen. Ben just volunteered
down.
something. I don't care what the topic is next week.
We're gonna do this.
We're going to do this on your face.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be awesome.
On
I
Ben's
really wanna
face.
try this.
We're going to have to put ice all over his face, blow with a blow dryer, and make the hard shell chocolate harden on Ben's face. This is going to happen next week.
I'm so excited.
We
This is
didn't
gonna be
plan
great.
this. There was no, I don't know where you came up with that, but that's just happened right now. We're going to do this. Okay, back, get rid of yourself, Ben.
Okay, I'm gone.
We have one more video to show you. And this is the first time. Now, going back last week, I told you I was at a CAX conference. I won a bag of candy for coming second place in this ad lib improv contest. Well, when I met Mario, I thought he was just an attendee. I had no idea that he's been on Sesame Street. I had no idea that he toured with David Blaine. But when I met him, he's a super humble guy. And I've learned so much from him about reaching kids, whether it's virtually or digitally. But one of the things that he's inspired me to be is to be the best version of myself. I remember when I came off the stage, he came up to me and he shook my hand and he said, thank you. I haven't laughed like that in a while. And I felt very honored by that and very humbled. And that's just, to be the best version of yourself is going to mean a lot to people. When you try to be someone you're not, or you try to impress, for the sake of impressing people, it just doesn't come across well. So I would say humbly be the best version of yourself. Before we get to the cool website of the week, and I have one more trick for you guys that I love so much. I want you to take one more look at a video of Mario Marchese on stage. But before you watch this, children's pastors, I'm speaking to you. I want you to watch Mario as I watch him, and imagine that's those kids are your kids in your ministry area, and you're doing what you see Mario doing in this video. Take a look.
You have to do what you love. Everyone say, do what you love. You gotta use what you have. I can't hear you. Everyone say, have fun. What is so funny? Have fun. Across the stage. Grab all the money in the world. Hey, go ahead, grab it all. Buy the biggest toy and look at it. I have bad news. It can break. You can lose it. Someone can take it from you. Tap your head. When you learn something new, a new idea, when you make something, no one in the world can take that away from you. Tap your heart and your head like this and do it the rest of your life. You guys will be great, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, one last time, wiggle your fingers for me and count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, Mario. Be the best version of yourself. And yes, I know. We're going to show one more trick before we go to our cool website. So just calm down. And as you guys can know, I fixed him because it was my error last time. Now just quiet. I've had this little red box here. And I call this trick the little red box because it's seemingly there's nothing in the box, right? There's nothing in this box. I love modifying things. There's nothing in the box and nothing in the lid either. But I like also giving choice. And when I do my live shows or my virtual shows or in the few that I've done, I love giving kids the power of choice because then they get to be a part of it. And what they say and how they think is important. I unfortunately can't hear any of you, but there's 3 choices that I'll give somebody. It's ping pong balls, gold medals, or graduation hats. So I like ping pong balls. Ben, why don't you say the word ping pong really loud?
Ping pong.
Ping pong?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to shake this box up. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear that, Ben?
I can, yes.
Okay. Now, I'm going to open the lid. And what is in there? A piece of paper that came out of nowhere. And I'm going to open the piece of paper up, and what does it say? It says ping pong. And if they would have chosen gold medals, it would say gold medals. And if they would have chosen graduation hats, they would have said graduation hats. But now here's what's going to happen. We're going to take a look at this box right here. And I'm going to put some pieces of paper in it. I'm going to put a bunch of white pieces of paper. Okay? And these white pieces of paper, they represent the normal way of doing stuff. This, unfortunately in life, people try to be like other people instead of like themselves. When in reality, you should just be yourself. Don't be... Get in there. Just be the best version of yourself. Don't try to be like everyone else. Be the one who stands out because you're the only person who's you. And if you can find out who you are, get in the box. There we go. What's going on here? There we go. Be the best version that you can be of yourself, and I'll put that guy in there too. Just get in there. There we go. Then something amazing will happen. If you're the best version of yourself, then you will change the world. I'm going to open this box here, and I'm going to show you guys something really, really cool. Can we try that again?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to do this again. I need to stand up, though, so I can see what I'm doing. Here we go. Be the best version of yourself. What is going on here? Aha. Hey, Ben.
Yes.
Cut to cool website of the week while I make a quick adjustment.
Or do you want technical difficulties?
Yes, technical difficulties,
I love
Ben.
that
Take it away!
Just for context, this is my favorite slide of all time. This is a slide that we use when everything has gone horribly wrong. Okay, we're coming back.
Nothing happened. I'm all ready to go. All right, let's start that over again. Here's like everyone else in the world. I'm so boring, and I'm so boring because I'm trying to be like everybody else. And this is like you, the individual that God made that is supposed to be you and original so that you stand out. That is now in the box. Okay, now we're going to open the box. And what comes out? And which one stands out? The orange one, of course. And there's no cards to be found because they're gone. And now it's time for the cool website of the week.
Oh.
We are on.
Get ready to get jiggy with an off the He's a website you should check out. Wiggity wiggity whack.
One of these days, Ben, we're going to have a perfect show. Where nothing goes wrong, and there's no...
Oh, that'd be boring.
Hey, Ben, turn the kit. I just threw balls at Ben's face. This is KenScottProducts.com. If you want to know how to set up for a virtual live Zoom show, go back up to the top, Ben. KenScottProducts.com. Ken is an amazing man. He's an amazing performer. He is very, very talented. I've learned a lot from Ken Scott. If you click on Ken Scott Tech Talk, this was a live Zoom workshop that has been recorded. Ben, show some of the photos down below. Click on some of those photos underneath the big photo. There we go. He breaks down how to set up for a live Zoom show. He gives you all the tips and tricks for a measly $25. It's totally worth it. All right, Ben, bring me back.
All right.
And that's it for today, folks. Takeaways: learn from Mario and Ken, and I guess myself, but not Ben.
No,
just
not
kidding. Just kidding. Be the best version of yourself. If you're going to do a live Zoom show, take the pressure off. Don't make it perfect. Make it exceptional, and make it personal, and make it you. Because that's where the real magic is in you being you to those kids. If they can see your flaws, well, you know what? We're all flawed. We all make mistakes. But as long as you're having fun, my end takeaway is the fact that I got invited back to the school. The lady said, and I quote, "It was one of the best things she's ever seen." That meant a lot to me because now I have an inroad to a school that's filled with kids that need to know there's hope and there's joy and there's inspiration and there's excitement and that they are very special because that's who God made them to be. Thank you so much for being with us and all of our imperfections. We'll be back next week where we are literally going to put Ben's face in freeze chocolate sauce. However, we're going to be in a new location next week. We're going to be in a warehouse cleaning up our space, and that's where we're going to do the chocolate on Ben's face. It's going to be amazing. See you guys next week at 2 o'clock. Signing off. That's in my head.